On a great week, we'll be resourcing the campuses. They'll be knocking it out of the park with all of their pieces of communication. And it's just a great partnership during that week. Then there are some weeks where it just feels like you've got one thing after another coming into your inbox where you just like hang your head and you're like, how? How could they have done that? How did we get here? What is this? So during those moments, we really try to take a few steps back and just reach out and have a coaching conversation. You know, almost every time the intentions were good in the creation of that piece. And so it's time to take a chance to talk to that person, pick up the phone. It's never an email. Pick up the phone. If you can meet with them in person, that's great too. But connect with them personally to say, hey, we had this come across our inbox and we noticed that, there are a few ways that it could be misconstrued in this way or that way. But we're wondering, like, what were you trying to accomplish when you were setting out to create this piece? Where were you trying to go with it? And so we talk about that, and then we offer some alternate suggestions of like, okay, so next time if you're coming up against this, you might want to try X, X, or X to get there. So that's sort of, what we're trying to do basically is get on the same side of the table. It's not I win, it's not you win. The win is trying to make sure that we're meeting the goal and creating excellent communication. So that's our opportunity when things come across our desk that have already gone out, that have already been created. Then there are times when we might be creating some assets and the campuses come to us and say, hey, this isn't going to work for us, or well, why do we have to communicate this? And that's an opportunity to really open up a dialogue and say, well, we didn't think of that. Well, let's talk about it, and to talk about like, well, why are we trying to get there? Why are you trying to get there? What are we trying to accomplish, and how can we get there together? So it's really, how are there past experiences or data that can support this decision? Can we do a little research to figure out what's worked well in the past or what hasn't worked well in the past? But really, again, it's just finding ways to get on the same side of the table and work together towards the goal that you're trying to reach. So at the end of the day, it really comes back to having a servant heart. Anybody in a communications role has to be focused on serving other teams. It's so much less about trying to force your agenda on them, but trying to help them achieve the goals they want to for their ministry. And a lot of it comes down to trust. At the end of the day, your ministry leaders are your subject matter experts. They're the ones who are in the trenches. They know the families who are out there struggling with things, and they're the ones who are going to really have their finger on the pulse of that ministry. And so it's one of those things where you really just need to lean into that trust and understand that they know what they're talking about. You just need to help them learn how to talk about it.